when I first started in Tupperware, I was with two other direct sales companies before I was in Tupperware, and I had a team, I had a title, but I really wasn't making money. The company that I was with had just sort of like loopholes in their compensation program that led to me not getting my bonuses, right? So when I came to Tupperware, I approached Pam and was just kind of like, talk to me about the compensation. Like in my head, I was like, I'm not falling into this trap again, right? And but I had a hard time understanding our compensation program till I was living it, right? Because that's just how I learn. Okay. So, but I knew Pam. And so I truly just trusted everything she said, that she was leading me down the right path and sending me in the right direction. But one of the first things I said to her was, listen, I'll join Tupperware, but I can't date and I can't recruit. So I don't know what you're going to do with me. And she just kind of laughed and she's like, I can teach you those things. Don't worry about that. And I was like, okay. So then I even kind of told her, I was like, I'm not even sure I want to build a team because I had these recruits in the past. And I know some of you feel this way right now about your units and people that you recruited in the past. And you're like, I have all these recruits and they didn't do anything. And I was doing all the work, right? And so that was my reason to her as to why I did not want to recruit coming into Tupperware, starting fresh in a new direct sales company. And she's like, well, I mean, seriously, I was approaching this all wrong, right? I told her I also didn't want to do home parties, right? I was like, I don't want to do home parties. Is there something else I can do? And she's like, well, you can do other things, but the quickest way to make money is home parties. And as many of you know my story, we needed the money. So I was like, fine, I'll do home parties, right? And then she was like, okay, now she's like, how much money do you need? And I said, I need about $3,000 a month would really make a huge impact in my family. And I think we could, really get somewhere making that much. I know it won't happen overnight, but that's truly the number that I'm really striving for. And she said, okay, you know what? We can definitely get to that number. It's very realistic, but you're going to have to recruit. And I was like, fine, I'll recruit. Right. And she's like, you're going to have to recruit. Like you can make $3,000 a month on your own through your sales, which is amazing. But the way you're going to get to that big money is through recruiting. And I was like, all right, all right. And I laugh when I talk about my recruiting in the beginning. I was on such a like razor focused mission to get to where I needed to be. I wish I could go back and re-recruit all of those people because I did not do them justice, right? Because I kind of was like, I'm going this way. If you're coming, come with me. You're not coming. Okay, well, I'm going this way, so I'll catch you later. And I just kind of kept going. So I left people behind, and I know I did, but some ran with me. Right. I actually had one of my very first recruits was with me for 10 years in the business. I was pretty sad when she fell out of the system. I'm like, oh, Lisa, you're actually going to fall out of the system. I can't believe this, and it was, but that was kind of where I was at mentally, right? I was here for the money and that's what I was trying to figure out. Now, one of the things that I always tell people when it comes to recruiting is you can make really good money selling Tupperware. You can make really good money selling Tupperware, right? You can really make really good money with your commissions and the bonuses that we get on those commissions. That was something that actually attracted me to Tupperware. I'm like, wait, I don't have to recruit and I can get extra money on my own efforts. I'm in. I totally am all about that, right? But there's a cap to that, right? You can only physically go out and do so much every single month. And God forbid something happened and you couldn't go out that month, your schedule wasn't allowing it, whether it was a family thing or something physically happened to you and you couldn't do that many parties, right? Then your income just stops. Like it just stops right there. So when people talk about like, oh, I don't want to do direct sales, I don't want to work a commission job because I need to count on the money. And I always think, I heard Pam say this so many years ago and it really resonated with me. I'm kind of like, she would say, well, I count on my money. Like, I mean, like I'm counting on that money coming in, right? I work a commission job, but I'm still counting on that money coming in. And I'm counting on myself to get that money. And so what I tell people is that, okay, when you are just working the sales side of the business, right? Your commission can go like this, right? It's like a big wave. 1 month is great. The next month, and the next month is great. And the next month, something happens. You don't have time to do parties, whatever it is. And so it goes like this, right? the way to take it from a wave to a wiggle is through recruiting, right? Because when you recruit and when you build a team, a strong team, they're there to carry you when life happens, right? And so I'm not saying just bad life, like you broke your leg or you got into an accident and you got a concussion and can't think straight. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about weddings. I'm talking about babies. I'm talking about wonderful changes in your life, sending a child to college and you need to, give them more time, and maybe your spouse just retired and it's kind of rocking your schedule a bit, right? There are good things when it comes to life happening. And Pam said to me one time, she said, I wanted to recruit so many people and have so many people working with me in my company that when someone came to me, whether it was good or bad, life was happening, I could be in it with them. And I wasn't worried about my bottom line. I wasn't worried about hitting my numbers. I wasn't worried about my car payment. I wasn't worried about any of that stuff. And when she said that to me, it really resonated with me. And when I came to Tupperware, I was undecided if we were going to have another baby. We had two and it was great. But I always told people if they asked me if we were having more, I'd say the jury's still out. Talk to me after Ella goes to kindergarten, because my head was spinning. I couldn't handle any more kids, right? And then along comes James. Now, if I hadn't built a stable business, that would have been a struggle, right? And it would have been stressful and it would have taken from that, some of that joy from me. And when both of my in-laws suddenly ended up in assisted living and we were trying to work doctor's appointments and do all of that and clean out a house and just make heads or tails of the mess that was there, the business was there, right? And so I had this team of people working behind me that even if I couldn't physically go out and do those parties as I wanted to, I still had that team bringing in that income because I brought them in, they brought in, they stepped up to different levels, and they continued to grow and teach their people, plug them in here, right? So for some of you that are like, that's really great, Ellen, but I don't really know what I'm doing, right? You know what you're doing. You've been doing this long enough. Listen, that's why we're here. That's why we have these meetings. That's why we have the guides in our champion team page. That's why Tupperware just created a whole new system for us, right? Full of training and all that good stuff. And you know what? Push comes to shove, there's always Google, people. There's literally no excuse to not know how to work your business, to not know how to do anything, all right? But I'm telling you, the fortune is in the follow-up. And the fortune in this business is through recruiting. And so it's not just about you. And so if you come into this business kind of like me and a little jaded, or maybe you've been in the business and maybe you're just feeling a little jaded, right? Shake it off, right? You have bigger things to accomplish. You have bigger places to go, and you owe it to yourself to do that and to try that out. Because if you sit there and you're saying, you know what, I don't want to recruit because my people don't work, you're not recruiting enough. You're not recruiting enough. Do you know how many people I've recruited in the lifetime I've been in this business, in the 13, 14 years? I don't even know what the number is, but it doesn't matter, right? Because I have the people that I have now and they're working and they're running with me, but I have to keep finding more, right? Because I want to help them just like you all are helping yourselves in this business, and you want to help other people. So when it comes to recruiting and you're feeling a little unsure about it, right? I want you to think about what had you start in this business. Why did you start in this business, right? Think about the things you love in this business. Don't you want to offer that to people? You know, when you go to an amazing restaurant, when you go see a great movie, you see a great show, you meet a great friend, don't you want to introduce them to people? Don't you want to tell them about these amazing things that you've accomplished or that you've happened to happen upon in your life? It's the same thing in this business. So if you're on these calls week in and week out, there's obviously something that keeps you coming back. You're enjoying it, right? Share that with your friends. Start there, right? And plug them in and say, come with me. And you will see the difference when you're doing that consistently and not worrying about how much money they're putting in the system. And you just worry about making those relationships and continuing to share. You will get places when you're consistent with that. So I want you to think about that as Jeni shares with you some of her word choices. One of the things I love so much about Jeni and her training and the word choices that she uses is they're so practical, right? She looks at things in such a practical way. I have a tendency like way overcomplicate things. And then she's just like, Ellen, why don't you just do this? And I was like, oh, duh, that's a lot easier than what I was about to attempt. Right. So, let's see here. Let me see. I gotta find Jeni. Where is she? Jeni, wave your hand or something, Jeni. Oh, there you are. Okay. All right. So take it away, Jeni.
Thanks, Ellen. That was so good. And a lot of what she said, it applies to everybody. And when I first started, if you've listened to me talk, you know that I meant to do nothing, and that was my whole goal in life, was to do nothing with Tupperware. But once I got started, I liked doing the parties. I liked meeting the people. I loved the products, which I had none of in my house until that time. But then it came to recruiting. And people were like, Ellen was telling me, my upline was saying things like, you need to recruit, you need to recruit. And I didn't want to. I didn't want to ask people to help me build my business so that I could make money. That didn't seem right to me. So, one of the things I want to say to you about your word choices for recruiting is that no matter how great the word choices are, if you don't have it in your head and if you don't get your mindset and your heart wrapped around the fact that this is truly a gift for other people, and yes, it's going to help you, but that's fine. But the things it could do for other people and for their families and for their lives, you you're just in the wrong if you don't offer this to people and let them make their own choice, because that's the other big thing, right? Is all you have to do is present it to people. The choice is theirs. And so you're not pushing anything on anybody. You're not, begging. You're not telling them this is what you need them to do. What you're doing is saying, this is what this business can do for you. It's what it's done for me. It's what it's done for other people that I know. And I would be wrong to not share it with you and let you know that, right? And then you just have to share. Okay, don't worry if you share it with 15 people and 15 of them say no. Share it with that 16th person, because that could be the person that needs it the most, that's been waiting for you to say something. And when you're sharing, okay, when you're talking to people about the business, please remember that it is a business opportunity. Our discount program, this 750 for the virtual kit, it's an awesome thing and it's going to be fantastic for all of us. But even with the 750, you're still offering them a business opportunity, a way to make some money for their family, a way to make things just a little simpler for them, whether it's to get to stay at home or be able to get that swimming pool for the backyard, or just be able to buy a pool pass for the kids. It's there are a lot of things that aren't in people's budgets that they really want to do, and Tupperware can take them there. So I am going to give you a couple things that you can say, but I really, really encourage you to make them yours, to look inside yourself, see what Tupperware has done for you, what you love about the kit, the business, the opportunity, and just talk to people from your heart, okay? Because that is what is going to sell people on the business and on the opportunity, even on the discount, is that you believe that these are the best products they can get in their home. So, especially if you're talking to a customer or to a host and you're helping them place their order. And this is truly where I find most of my recruits, is either a host or a customer that's placing an order. And as they're placing it, I'll say, you know what? I really have to tell you about the very best deal that Tupperware has over here, and I'll show them in the book, or if I'm somewhere where I have it with me, I'll say, we have this kit. It's a business kit and it's a deluxe kit. And for $109, you can get $350 worth of Tupperware. So if you're looking for a good deal, if you're looking at the sales flyer, this is the best deal you can get. It's 66% off essentially, and it gives you the chance to have a discount on everything that you're going to buy from Tupperware in the future, All you have to do is buy it from yourself. It's very simple. You get your own website to go shop at so that you don't have to try and find me to place an order. You don't have to find anybody else. It ships directly to you. It's a great thing. And if you decide that, you'd like to make a little money with this, you're already all set up and you have the products. Now, when you get there, be quiet. Let them say something. Because if you keep talking, they're just going to be thinking in their mind of more and more reasons why they need to ask their husband, wait a minute, think about it, do something, okay? Be quiet. They will have to say something. Even if it's an uncomfortable silence for a minute, wait. And if they say, well, I really do like all those products, or I was going to buy that Power Chef anyway, then you just continue with, well, it's really so simple. I can send you a link. You just sign up by yourself. You put your own credit card, your own information in, and then you'll get an email explaining everything else. Just give me a call and I will help you do anything that you don't understand, if you have problems with it, if you're not techie. If they say, I really don't want all that Tupperware and I don't have room. I do hear that a lot, especially from people that are downsizing. I don't have room for all of that, or I already have some of that. Say, I get it. And I'm really glad that, you've chosen Tupperware to fill up your new kitchen or that you already have Tupperware. So there is another option that is still a really great deal. You can still make some money if you want to, but Tupperware has a $15 virtual kit. It's all the same perks that you get with the $109 kit, just no product. So you don't have to put extra product in your home, but when you find something that you want or something comes on sale that you want, you still get that discount and you can still make some money if you want to. So it's kind of, and I will tell them, it's kind of a no-brainer. If you're going to spend $100 right now on Tupperware, to not do the virtual kit is costing you money. And this week, because we are 75 years old, Tupperware is giving us the opportunity to give you this gift again for only $7.50. So you almost have to do it, okay? You would tell any of your friends about a great sale like this. I have to tell you about it. And I really encourage you, highly encourage you to think about it and just go ahead and do it. Take the plunge. It's $7.50. I've talked to like 4 people today. All of them are getting back with me tomorrow. They wanted to think, and I said, okay, you think about it. And tomorrow I'm going to say, have you thought about whether you want to spend that 750 or not? Because it's a great deal, and they know it's a great deal. Sometimes you just hit people at the wrong time when they're. I was talking to one lady in the car. She wasn't going to do all of that right then. Okay, or you're there putting their kids to bed or something. But if you talk to someone, make sure that by the end of this week you get back with them. Don't just, even if they tell you no, just send them a quick text or a message or give them a quick call, however is the best way to talk to them, and just say, listen, I know we talked earlier in the week and I know you didn't think it was a good idea, but I thought maybe since you've had some time to think about it, you have realized what a good idea this is and what a good deal it is. So I just, before this ends for the $7.50, I just wanted to get back with you and make sure that you didn't want to go ahead and join me and get your own discount. So that is some of the word choices that I have for you for this week. And you guys know I like to talk. So there are other word choices. But like I said, the biggest thing with word choices, with recruiting, is making them your own, telling people what you love about the business.